Well, good evening, folks. I wasn't really planning on doing this tonight, but I wanted to test out some changes I made to see if hey, hi, Angela. Just wanted to test out to see if the internet connection issues I was having have been fixed, because I was having some problems with them this morning on my first show, which I did my first show of Morning Night Live this morning. It was kind of fun, but I had some glitches, so I figured I'd see if I could clear them up. For you, Angela, since you're the only one here right now, I'm going to just run some videos and just see how see if the videos come out more clear. They were kind of glitchy last time, so we're going to just try a few things, and that's how it's going to go. Here, I'm going to type to watch this. They were kind of glitchy last time, so we're going to just try a few things, and that's all right. So, I got another one. Maybe that's another. All right. So let's go into this. I'm going to play. Let's see. Let's get into the first video that I'm going to do. I want to find this here. In fact, if you haven't seen this, this was my Christmas video from. Let's get into the first video that I'm going to do. I did a Christmas video on my other channel. I don't know if everyone's seen this yet, but here, we're going to check this out. I want to see how it, if it gets glitchy or if it stays fairly clean. But here, we're going to check this out. I want to see how it gets glitchy or if it stays fairly clean. By the way, I just have to tell you, I had a lot of fun making this video. By the way, I just have to tell you, I had a lot of fun making this video. Okay, I'm going to pause this here, and I need to turn the volume down off on this. All right, now let's go back and start this bad boy again. Hey Johnny, how you doing? I'm just seeing if I can get, I think I figured out my issues with my glitchy videos that I was making. I had upload speed problems on my internet, and I figured out there was a program that comes with my new computer that wasn't really compatible with my router. So I'm just going to run this through, see how these go, and just have some fun with it. Ding dong, ding dong, ding dong, ding dong, ding dong, ding dong. Ding dong, ding dong. So, for those of you here, mine too, can you please let me know if this is coming through smoothly and I'm not getting any glitches I was getting before?
One seems to hear words of good cheer from everywhere, feeling the air. Oh, how they pound, raising the sound. Oh, hill and dale, telling their tales. Gaily they ring while people sing songs of good cheer. Christmas is here. Merry, 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 merry Christmas. Merry, joyful, merry, merry Christmas. On they send on without end their joyful tone to every home. Hark how the bells, sweet silver bells, all seem to say, throw cares away. Christmas is here, bringing good cheer to young and old, meek and the bold. Ding dong, ding dong, that is the song. Ding, joyful ring, dong, caroling. One seems to hear words of good cheer from everywhere. Feeling
I just wonder if people are going to wonder, hey, why is he doing Christmas music?
Gaily they ring while people sing songs of good cheer. Christmas is here. Merry, 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 merry Christmas. Merry, joyful, merry, merry Christmas. On they send on without end their joyful tone to every home. On they send on without end their joyful tone to every home. Ding dong ding.
Yeah, I went when I went to do a speed test, my internet speed went from 1.3 to 12.3 upload speed. So that makes a big difference, I think.
Fries are done. What? Look, I'm standing out here in the cold. You guys are all inside. I'm out here freezing my, you know what, off. Really? Alright. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. Oh, man.
So as you can tell, I had a lot of fun making that video. One of the things about it that, if you were wondering, the 4 Martys, obviously they're all me, but they're also 3 of the 4 actually last names I've had at some time in life. My original name when I was born was John Martin O'Connor, Marty Johnson. And then I was adopted, and my last name was Tim Johnson. But my parents, excuse me, my parents still call me Marty. And then when I met my father in Nigeria, he also gave me an Igbo name, which is a Nigerian tribe, and that was Chinenye Martin Ogike. So if you watched, well, Johnny was with me the other day. I don't know if you, Angela, were, but Johnny was with me the other day when I talked about that on another test stream earlier. So good. The videos are much smoother. That's good to know. I was going to run another one, but I think I'm going to pass on that. So let's see, what else can I do here? Let's go to my main transition back to here so you don't have to see me work in the background. So let's see, are you guys still here? I got 4 people watching now. Well, I don't know why. I'm just, like I said, this is a test stream, but I thought, you know, while I'm here, maybe see what's going on the anything new on the tweeters, or any new news. I know I was laughing about, what was the story that I laughed about the other day? Oh, now I went to 3 megabytes up, so let's test this again. So I'm still up in the 70s on my downloads. And let's see. Yeah, I'm up in the tens, just low tens on my upload. So yeah, this, I'm glad that I think that was my issue, why everything was so choppy when I was trying to do things before. Let's see, what was I going to go? Oh, I was going to go to Ace of Spades. Let's see, the quotes of the day. Okay, let's see. There's a website, Ace of Spades HQ, that I like to go to a lot. So let's do the quotes of the day, and then I'm probably gonna close this up. All right, I'm getting into this late because I thought it was a joke. Do Dems believe Trump was born in Russia and sent here, or did they flip him here as a teen in military school, or did he flip himself at the age 70 because the communist light bulb went off? That's from Dennis Miller. Quote number 2, I'm so blessed to be able to know that my vote really counts, she said moments after thanking Mayor Gilbert and posing for a photograph. I'm just overwhelmed. I can't wait to get my voter registration card in the mail. Marilyn Trotter. That's kind of funny. Here's one from Joe Lieberman. With all respect, I certainly hope she's not the future, and I don't believe she is. Let me guess who he's talking about. Ha ha! Oh, everyone's favorite donkey girl, Ocasio-Cortez, hits back at Dems, fretting over her Twitter star status. Wow. You know, I always hate it, and I don't care if I like the politician or not, but they purposely put these just crazy pictures of him up here, and I just laugh. Let's see. This is a Fox News one, so this one's likely to get me a strike. I'm not. Oh no, wait. Yeah, it is a Fox News, so I'm not gonna play that. They like to get on people. Although I know Sinatra gets away with doing Tucker Carlson. But let's see. Why did Lieberman say that? Rising liberal star Representative Alejandro Ocasio-Cortez is hitting back at fellow Democrats who are reportedly concerned about her confrontational style. Ocasio-Cortez has taken Congress and the political world by storm ever since her upset primary win over a member of the party leadership last year, bringing new impetus to liberal proposals like the Green New Deal and Medicare for All. She has been also widely covered in the media, with a sharp focus on her Twitter account, where she often calls out opponents and promotes her favorite causes. She's the super left-wing Trump. Anyway, but according to Politico, she's drawing critics in the more established parts of the House Democratic caucus who are reportedly mounting an operation to bring her into line, with warnings that she will be on her own and ineffective if she keeps sniping inside the party tent. And I think that's why Lieberman made that quote. I'm going to go back here. Here's Lieberman's quote again. With all respect, he told Fox Business' Neil Cavuto on Thursday, I certainly hope she's not the future, and I don't believe she is. I know Monkey just wishes he was here right now. Okay, let's go back. Let's see. They raved after she moved a safety helmet. Yeah, well... Oh, you think it's a story from October? Let's see here. No, nope, published 3 days ago. But anyway, let's see. She fundamentally stupid swastika. Well, wait a minute. Did you see the fundamentally stupid swastika on the elementary school wall? I think it's a story from October. No, I never did see that story. I see what you're saying. It's a story from October. All right. So let's see more quotes of the day. I should have probably referenced the first one too, but let's see. That was just Dennis Miller. Let's see. Marilyn Trotter. Let's find out what this Marilyn Trotter with the... Let's see. Miami-Dade felons turn out to voter registration rally celebrating Amendment 4 victory as children played nearby in bounce houses and a DJ spun celebratory records. Civic-minded felons in Miami Gardens exercised their newly restored voting rights Saturday during a voter registration drive organized by city officials following the passage of a constitutional Amendment 4. Mayor Oliver Gilbert, who danced along to the music and enjoyed the food offerings, said the event was about bringing his community together and welcoming those citizens who for too long could not make their voices heard through elections. By the way, does my voice sound sarcastic enough? Or does it just sound sexy? There were so many people the other day on the stream that said, "Oh, you have a sexy voice." Sexy. Oh, okay. Anyway, let's see. It's the idea of community, he said. I want everyone to come to register. Come with your kids. Have fun. Be engaged. By 1 p.m., about 20 felons had registered to vote at the event, which was hosted at Miami Carroll City Park, and many more were expected to follow. One such voter was Marilyn Trotter, 61, a Liberty City resident who last voted in the 1996 presidential election for Bill Clinton. Trotter said she had applied about 8 years ago to regain her rights through the state's clemency board, which is made up of the governor and his cabinet, but her petition was never reviewed. The clemency process, which had experienced a backlog of thousands of cases long, had previously been ex-convicts' only resource to regain their voting rights. I'm so blessed to be able to know that my vote really counts now, she said moments after thanking Mayor Gilbert and posing for a photograph. I'm just overwhelmed. I can't wait to get my voter registration card in the mail. Well, good for her, good for the felons. You know, who knows? I suppose, in my personal opinion, that once you've been released from prison and you're not a felon, well, you're still always once a felon, always a felon, but I guess I don't have any problem with restoring people's voter rights once they've paid their debt to society. The problem I have is they are talking about having, I may be understanding this wrong, but they're talking about having felons being able to vote while they're in prison. That just seems like a weird idea to me, but what the hell? Give them their voting rights back. I don't care. Once they get out of prison, they've paid their debt. What are you going to do? All right, let's find another one here. We'll do another quote of the day. Back to the Ace of Spades. When you want a college education for your kids, when you want better health care, when you want net neutrality, when you want all of those things, but your house is on fire and it's burning down, you've got to put the fire out first and get your family out of the house. That's the type of prioritization we have to make if we're going to succeed in rescuing our country from this existential threat. Governor Jay Inslee, Democrat, Washington. Let's see what he's talking about. Let's pop up the article here. Washington Governor Jay Inslee is rethinking the carbon tax or something. Interesting. Jay Inslee may not be a household name, but as governor running for the Democratic presidential nominee. What? As a governor running for the Democratic presidential nominee. Interesting. Have any of you heard of this guy? Just put a yes or no in there. I don't even know how many people are here. How many people are here? Let's look. Monday Night Live. Oh, I got 7 people watching. Ooh. Sexy. All right. Let's go back to this. Anyway, have any of you ever heard of this dude? Anyway, let's see. And someone who hasn't shown himself to be an overt raving leftist wackadoodle, he's someone to watch as a potential frontrunner. He may not be the leftist darling that folks like Kamala Harris, Cory Booker, Elizabeth Warren, and a few others are, but he really does have a good shot unless the raving whack job dem base decides to nominate raving leftist whack job. That's a little harsh. I mean, I'm not a fan of the Democrats, but you know what? I'm not going to call them whack jobs. Well, except for Alessandria Ocasio-Cortez. Good night, Angela. Thanks for being here. It's just a test. You can catch me in the morning. I'm going to start going about 8:30 Central Time daily. That's usually when I get home and have time to get set up. So hopefully we'll see you tomorrow. Have a lovely evening. All right, enough about Washington government. What's the next quote of the day? Let's find it. And then I got to go to bed here soon myself. But I just wanted to. I'm going to go back and watch this to see how smoothly this went. Go back to Ace of Spades. Done with this one. Done with this one. All right, back to Ace of Spades. And the last quote of the day. The U.S. does not recognize the illegitimate result of a stolen election. We will continue to stand with the people of Venezuela and against Maduro's corrupt regime until freedom and democracy prevail in Venezuela. Vice President Mike Pence. Ugh, please do not get us involved in another country's election. The more we can stay out of other people's countries, the happier I'll be. Pompeo calls for regime change in Venezuela after illegitimate Maduro re-election. You know what? The people of Venezuela need to take care of that themselves. They need to figure out how to do it. We don't need to, regime change is their people's job. Let's just stay out of it. I'm not even going to read this article. All right. Oh, no fake news. That's interesting little pop-up there. Anyone else hate how pop-ups work now? They just cover your whole page with crap. All right. Let's see. Oh, here's an interesting one. And this is going to be my last one of the night because I got to get to bed myself. Boston city officials plan on pushing legislation requiring doctors to ask patients whether or not they possess firearms in their homes. Mayor Martin J. Walsh's administration said Wednesday that the step would be taken to help healthcare providers statewide play a larger role in addressing gun violence by identifying red flags or patients at risk of suicide or domestic violence. We're just asking them to help identify ways to save lives, Boston Police Commissioner William Gross told the Boston Business Journal, adding that the legislation won't suggest that doctors should solve crimes and that owning guns won't be included in the patient's medical records. Oh, really? That's just not a good idea. I'm sorry. Let me read this again because this Boston city officials plan on pushing legislation requiring doctors to ask patients whether or not they possess firearms in their homes. That's none of their business. That's not a medical question. That's just, I suppose only if it's a psych patient who has, has significant at risk of, of suicide or something. But other than that, it's not any of their damn business. Here's a good point. They ask, why not ask about knives, ropes, cars, baseball bats, booze, and pills while you're at it, or bathtubs, or lightning rods, or anything else? Let's see here. I guess, how do you say that? Oh, Circus Zero. I guess I'll be a replay watcher of your P-Dog. I'll be asleep when you stream. Yeah, the only reason I'm doing it in the morning, I've been going on Monkey in the morning, and occasionally it's at a time when I go on there, and lately, just because Dax has had a really hard time with his work schedule, Monkey's had to do it really super early in the morning. Usually when I work from about 3 in the morning till 8, and so I can listen to it, but I can't participate. So I figured, what the hell? I'll start doing my own stream, and a lot of times I find goofy articles that really don't fit into what they're doing on some of the other shows that I sometimes stream on. So yeah, I greatly appreciate if you watch the replays. They're only going to be about an hour long, and if they're interesting, great. Watch them, or just, if you want to help me out and hit like, or tweet them out to someone else, that'd be great too. But I appreciate you checking me out every once in a while. So thank you very much. Let's see. No need to wine and dine this gal. Female corrections officer busted having sex in lockup. The corrections officer, great. A Texas corrections officer charged for sexual relations with an inmate was reportedly caught on camera having sex with another person in detention. More charges were filed Thursday against Sinead Nicole Hagan, 27, for improper sexual activity with a person in custody at Hopkins County Jail. Radio station KSST reported. All right, let's just talk about the elephant in the room in that story. Somebody, and I mean somebody, roughly 27 to 28 years ago, decided to name their daughter after Sinead O'Connor. I think that's the bigger problem with this story. Let's see this story. Female, it's Texas, yep. And there's a picture of Sinead right there. Charged with sexual relations with an inmate, was reportedly caught on camera having sex with another. I'm sorry, having sex with another person in detention. So this is the second person she's had sex with while in detention. Let's see. The X-rated video surfaced as Texas Rangers investigated Hagan for a relationship with another inmate. She was initially arrested January 2nd and booked to Hopkins County Jail. The jailer was released from custody Friday on bond, according to court records. So she's been making the rounds, baby. You go, girl. You know, some of them dudes in prison, you know, I bet they're pretty sexy. All right, let's get back to where I was. And let's see. All right, now this is the other glitch I got to start working on, is I got to learn how to do my transitions without having to have a lot of stupid stuff showing up here. Let's see if there's another good one here. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'm not going to read that one. Let's see. Plants can hear animals using their flowers, and they react to the buzzing pollinators by sweetening their nectar. Okay, I've never seen this story, but let's check it out. It says plants can hear animals using their flowers, and they react to the buzzing of pollinators by sweetening their nectar. Now, I'm going to guess it's not they hear. I think they react to vibration, but anyway. But here's just a part of it. But after many careful studies, it's clear that plants can send airborne chemical messages warning faraway relatives about marauding plant eaters, and that animals can eavesdrop on these communiques. Plants can also influence one another through a network of fungi that connects their roots, a so-called wood wide web. Wood wide web. All right, that's funny. And they can respond to vibrations moving through their tissues. Many release pollen only when insects land on them and buzz at the right frequency, while others create defensive chemicals when they sense rumbles of chewing insects. Will the vegans be concerned about this? Well, I think the vegans are going to be eating dirt after a while, because that's the only thing that's not going to have feelings. And let's see. How much would you like to bet she calls herself an educator? A school resource officer at an Ohio grade school was escorted off school property after she gave a parking ticket to the school principal. Police officials in the town of Warren are peeved at the treatment of Officer Adam Chinchik, whatever, who reportedly had warned Jefferson School Principal Carrie Boyer numerous times about parking in the spaces reserved for the handicap. The officer asked her several times not to park there. Warren City Law Director Greg Hicks told Fox 8, "My understanding, she was parked in the striped area next to the handicap spot, and that is not allowed. She was told several times, if we allowed that, what would we be teaching our kids?" You know what? Absolutely right. Are you kidding me? Am I going to have a set schedule? Yeah, Johnny, my plan is to stream at 8:30 in the morning, 8:30 to 10, but at very latest 9 o'clock, but I'm going to end at 10 every day. So the goal is, it just kind of depends on how soon I get back, get home from work each day. I usually get home roughly around 7:30, which gives me an hour to prep and then just, find articles and stuff, and then I'll stream after that. So the goal is 8:30. That's 8:30 Central Time. So at 9:30 Eastern, 6:30 Pacific Time. So it's definitely in the morning. But this, so going back to this, that is a great article. You know what? The principal shouldn't be obstructing handicap spots, and I'm good for that officer. Although he was escorted off the property after giving a parking ticket to the principal. You know what? I think the principal should have been escorted off the school property. And let's see. Well, the Marlboro Man is on his way out of a job. The Marlboro Man's been out of a job for years, man. They just, I am not a fan of smoking, but I'm not one of those people who, who just berate people who smoke. I'd rather people didn't, but, if they want to, good for them. Philip Morris International, the maker of Marlboro and other brands, has said that it will phase out cigarettes in favor of smoke-free products. The company has spent £3.5 billion, approximately $4 billion in US, on science and technology to prove its commitment, and has racked up more than 3,000 patents, with another 5,000 patents pending as part of its smoke-free effort, Yahoo Finance reported. Philip Morris is undergoing much of its development at a Swiss research center where scientists are working diligently to monitor the impact of chemicals on humans' lungs and airways, Sky News reported. On the research table at the IQOS, an electric device that is used to heat tobacco versus burn it. This designed to lower the levels of 15 noxious chemicals found in cigarette smoke by as much as 95% because of the cooler temperature it burns at, according to research by the company. Now let's see. That's an interesting because, Philip, if you're familiar with Philip Morris, there was two big cigarette companies, Philip Morris and what was the other one? I want to say Winston were the two biggest. Let's see here. Yeah, so anyway, they're just doing research on more smokeless tobacco products, shifting to there, and then they're trying to get in on the vaping market, which is interesting because so many places are trying to get rid of vaping too, and I thought that was a safe alternative to cigarettes, but maybe I don't know anything. All right, and last but not least, too bad the federal government is shut down. Damn, what a shame. When people burp and fart, it's considered rude. When cows burp and fart, it contributes to the civilization-threatening trend of climate change. That's why scientists at the United States Department of Agriculture have been experimenting with new tools, including lasers and devices described as breathalyzers for cows, to figure out how much methane U.S. cattle release into the atmosphere. Oh, how would you like for your job to be a scientist studying cow farts and cow burps? You're right. Camel does have a job opening. I wonder if they're going to study camel farts too. Anyway, so, well, that's it for the stream tonight. I just wanted to do this and so I can play it back and see what kind of how the stream looks on the old interwebs. I just went to look at the stream itself just now, and it looks like it's still a little blurry. I think that has to do with my camera. Maybe or is it how I'm, let's see, I'm doing it in 720p, so it should be a little bit more quality. I don't know why it's so blurry. Maybe that's my camera, but if you look at my camera on my screen, my studio screen, it looks really clear. So I don't know I'll have to figure that out. But anyway, let's see. Who's left. Oh, what am I doing here? What am I doing here? I don't know how to do this. This learning curve. All right, so it looks like Johnny's still. Hey, Johnny, I appreciate you coming by and watching. Arias, if you're still there, and Circus Zero. I know Angela's gone, but yeah, I got to go too. So anyway, that's it for tonight. Thank you, everybody. My name is P-Dog Knight, and I'm out of here.